Have you ever found yourself begging someone to love you, give you attention, communicate with you, spend time with you, or simply make you feel seen? If you constantly have to beg for the basic things that should naturally exist in a relationship, then you need to stop and ask yourself one important question. Is this really the kind of love I deserve? Because love should not constantly make you feel like you're asking for too much. First, you should not have to constantly beg for love. You shouldn't have to beg someone to show you that they care. You shouldn't have to beg for attention. You shouldn't have to beg to be seen, heard, or valued. Of course, every relationship will have difficult seasons. There will be misunderstandings, there will be busy days, there will be moments when one person is emotionally unavailable because they're dealing with something. But when neglect becomes a pattern, that's different. And what about your emotional needs? Can someone genuinely love you and constantly neglect your emotional needs? Personally, I don't believe that someone who truly cares about you will repeatedly watch you cry, see that you're hurting, know that something is wrong, and simply not care. If you are constantly saying, "This thing is hurting me," and the person keeps dismissing your feelings, you need to pay attention. Because what kind of love makes you constantly suffer in silence? Let's talk about communication. If someone constantly ignores your messages, avoids important conversations, or only communicates with you when they need something from you, that is a warning sign. You shouldn't feel like someone only remembers you when they need your help, your money, or your attention. A healthy relationship requires communication from both people. And then there is respect. Sometimes people say, "That's just how my partner is." But someone's personality should never become an excuse for disrespecting you or constantly hurting you. You can tell the difference between a difficult season and a relationship where respect has disappeared by looking at the pattern. How does this person treat you consistently? Do they listen when you express yourself? Do they care about how their actions affect you? Do they try to make things better when they know they've hurt you? Because love is not just what someone says. Love is also reflected in how someone treats you. And let's talk about affection and spending time together. You shouldn't have to repeatedly beg your partner to give you attention. You shouldn't have to beg for affection. You shouldn't have to beg someone to make time for you every single time. When someone genuinely values the relationship, they will want to spend time with you. They will want to connect with you. They will make an effort. It doesn't mean they will be available every second of every day, but you should be able to see the effort. So why do some people continue begging for love? Honestly, sometimes people stay because they keep hoping things will change. They remember how the relationship used to be. They believe that if they explain themselves one more time, cry one more time, or give one more chance, the person will finally understand. But sometimes, while you're waiting for someone else to change, you are hurting yourself. And constantly begging for love can destroy your self-esteem. You start asking yourself, "Am I not good enough? What am I doing wrong? What else can I do to make this person love me?" And before you know it, you're running yourself down trying to earn something that should never have required you to prove your worth. So what should you do when you've begged, cried, explained yourself over and over again and nothing changes? If you've communicated your feelings clearly, you've told your partner what is hurting you, you've given them opportunities to understand and make changes, and they continue to dismiss your emotions and neglect your needs, then you may need to consider moving on. Because you cannot force someone to love you the way you deserve. And you cannot keep destroying yourself trying to convince someone to value you. So let me leave you with this. You don't need to beg someone for constant, basic communication, respect, affection, or consideration. A man or woman who genuinely values you may not be perfect, but they will make an effort. They will care when you're hurting. They will listen when you speak. They will make time for you. They will communicate. And they will not constantly make you feel like you're asking for too much, simply because you want to be loved properly. Never confuse begging for love with fighting for a relationship. There is a difference. Fighting for a relationship means two people are trying to make it work. Begging for love means one person is asking for what they won't give. And you deserve a relationship where love is not something you have to beg for. If this message speaks to you, share your thoughts in the comments. And remember, you should never have to destroy your self-worth just to convince someone that you are worthy of love.